The illustration I use is if I walk up to a house and the steps of that house are 7 feet tall instead of 7 inches tall, then I am disabled in relation to that house because I can't climb 7 foot tall steps. Yeah. And I think that illustration, really brings it to bear, just like, someone who's not ambulatory, whether they're in a wheelchair or whether they're in a rollator or what have you, a 7 inch step is a disability to them. A 7 inch step is not a problem to me, but it's non-negotiable to someone using a wheelchair. And so
100%.
so how many of our homes, how many of the features in our homes are an impediment to people with different abilities?
Well, and we actually created a model around that the ability curve that I was talking about. One of the things that's a through line on a lot of that is what I learned in the Army is how you evaluate is what's the task, under what conditions, under what standards, and it's usually pass fail. And with what you're talking about, it's like you're reading it back to me because in many ways disability becomes an identity and not a list of tasks where you need a little bit of a boost. And as a result, we don't look at it the right way because it becomes a stigmatized word. But the interesting thing is that people don't realize that you're a second away from a diagnosis or an accident, or a number of years away from having your own limitations manifest. And what happens, I think, is people think in terms of I can make small changes myself of what I do and how I approach it without thinking of some of the benefits of an adaptive technological thinking. And then all of a sudden it hits them like a brick when they can't do something. So that becomes an immediate change. And sometimes that happens, right? An accident, stroke, a fall, or whatever. But generally, if you ease into it and say, okay, I can't do this as well anymore, are there things that will allow me to perform that task under different conditions to the same standards that I was used to be able to make a meal or walk up steps or do all that? And that's the key, I think, is not is that's how you don't give up, right?